First off, when I'm talking about bots, I always like to start with the misconception because I still see that this is true for most of the marketing community. So a lot of people think that bots or chat bots or messenger bots, whatever you want to call them, that bots are uh, sort of like bobbleheads for your company. They're completely automated. They could answer anything that a customer might ask, right? If the customer asked the bot what its favorite color is, it would say blue, right? And the reason for this is because um, uh, we have interacted with a lot of bots over the last 20 to 25 years online. But the bots of today, and the reason I picked this photo is because I think it's funny and it's a bobblehead. No support of Trump here. But most people think that this is what bots are and that they're going to install a bot on their Facebook page and that it's going to be able to just start engaging with customers or prospects. At this stage in the game with bots, essentially what they are is a series of automation, really similar to CRMs that we use, and when we're building out different customer flows or different email sequences. This is really what a bot is, right? This is inside of the tool MiniChat. And you can see it's a series of questions, right? Or messages. Sorry, it's a series of messages that we're sending to people. And based off of how they interact, we're then sending them other messages, right? And it sort of leads them down this continuum, down this path. It's the really cool part about Messenger is that you can have this super personal one-on-one conversation with these people, right? It's really unlike any other medium that we've had before because we can extract information from them that we never really have been able to before because we've never had this one-on-one conversation. And being able to extract that information, whether it's what they're interested in or maybe what their purchase intent is, with your company, that then allows you to automate the customer experience so that the messages and the experience they're having with you is really specific to whatever information they gave you, right? So you can see this one, this was for a fitness client, a health client that I have. And you can see a question that we ask is, what's your top health goal? Right? Weight loss, detox, or inflammation. And the reason we ask that and then tag them based off that interest is because later in the bot, later in the experience, I want to be able to follow up with them specifically about stuff that I know they're interested in. So keep that in mind. We're going to go through a ton of strategies today, but the goal here is that you use Messenger to, acquire customers, to engage with your customers, to, further monetize your customers. But remember that a huge benefit of this platform and this medium is the ability to extract, I don't really like that word, but to learn more about your prospects so that you can provide that more individualized marketing experience. So chatbots are really just automated messages and triggers, right? Very, very simple. Think of it almost like a CRM inside of Messenger. It's not something that can just answer any question that you have. I think one day the technology will get there inside of Facebook, but it's still really, really cool. And I hope that this realization, if any of you guys are having this, this realization helps you to feel not overwhelmed about this, right? Because it's not as scary as it might seem. So chatbots are just the messages and triggers inside of Messenger that we're able to automate. Tools like MiniChat allow us to do that. Messenger marketing is the act of marketing to your customers using a Messenger app, right? So chatbots are the medium that we're using to have this conversation. Chatbots are the mechanism that we're using to send these messages, and Messenger is just the medium, the communication channel that we're using. So a lot of terms that I'm going to throw around in the rest of this presentation, just want to make sure we're on the same page. So today I'm going to show you a ton of Messenger campaigns that you can deploy in your business. So just pick and choose as I go through these, which ones not only fit your business model or your business type, but also which of these messenger campaigns might plug a hole in your customer journey. Because what's cool about Messenger is it can be implemented anywhere from acquisition, right? So using Messenger to reach out to cold traffic, all the way down to live chatting with customers, human, one on one. So think about really where your customer journey needs some help right now, especially based off of the data of your Facebook campaigns, and think about which strategies you could use to help plug those holes. So really quickly, why is this important? If you guys have heard me talk about bots, you've probably heard me talk about these reasons before, but I think it's important for you to understand where Messenger fits in the whole ecosystem of everything you're doing online. Obviously, we're riding a huge wave in digital marketing. This is such a huge communication channel. We've been instant messaging with one another, though, for over 20 years. AOL Messenger came out over 20 years ago now, and that was one of the first instant messaging platforms. So although it's new that we can market on this channel is actually not super new for consumers, which is two thumbs up news for us as marketers. In April 2017, they haven't released an updated chart since, but over a year and a half ago, Messenger already had 1.2 billion active monthly users. I think that's up to 1.5 billion now, which is just insane. That's why this matters for any market, no matter your business type. Your market is probably using Facebook Messenger. More people use Facebook Messenger than actually use the app, or I'm sorry, the actual Facebook newsfeed itself, right? More people are logging into and using Messenger than the native platform. And the number of consumer to business messages increased from 2 billion to 8 billion in the last year. That's a stat from Facebook, but that's astounding. A 4x increase in consumers now expecting or wanting to have conversations with brands through Facebook Messenger. Really, really crazy. Sorry, guys, we have a little slide issue here. Okay, so, and just a few other things to think about. As most of you guys know, email is crowded. Email still works, but Messenger is so important here just because platforms that are similar to Messenger, like email, have become so hard to tap into, just because most consumers are receiving, 170 plus emails a day. Insanity. Also, there's nothing wrong with sending traffic to a landing page. I still use that practice a lot. But consumers are getting tired of clicking from an ad and going over to a squeeze page that might not be mobile optimized, that they have to then go through and type in, their information to go to the thank you page to get the thing that they were wanting. Again, it still works, but the practice is becoming a bit outdated. So platforms like Messenger are a great way to deliver things like lead magnets and coupons without having to send people off of Facebook, which we'll talk about in a bit. Opting into Messenger is way easier than email. So if you didn't know, you're actually building a Messenger subscriber list in Facebook that you can broadcast to later in time. All that someone needs to do to opt in to Messenger is to either click a button, like you see here, click one of these buttons, or type a word, type anything into Messenger to your bot, to your Facebook page. So opting into Messenger is a much easier action for the consumer than opting in for your email list. And you'll see that theme throughout this presentation about this being so beneficial for the end user. It's why it's so powerful. Facebook ads tend to be cheaper because traffic is staying within the Facebook ecosystem, which is what they want. So if you're using a click to Messenger ad like HubSpot is here, and someone's clicking and it's opening in Messenger versus sending them off to your website, you're usually going to see lower cost, again, because Facebook wants to keep people in their platform so that they can show them more ads and so that they can make more money too. So just something to note, Facebook loves when you keep people in their ecosystem. It's naturally completely optimized. It's a mobile app. So that's a beautiful thing. And you get all of their real data, consumers' real data, if they give it to you. And what I mean by that is, there are even features inside of Messenger where if you as a brand ask for someone's email address, for example, Facebook knows that and they will show, don't email Joe, by the way, I should have blurred this out. They will show a quick reply here with the email address that that person has on file with Facebook. I'm pretty sure it will do the same thing with your phone number. Also, when you generate a Messenger subscriber, you get their real first and last name. You can see their profile picture. So because all of this was information that they gave Facebook to sign up for a profile, it's information you can actually trust versus a lot of the stuff that you get, in when someone's opting into one of your lead magnets, you might see, F off at, test.com, all of the fake email addresses that come through a lot of those pages. So another huge benefit of Messenger. And then last but not least, building a bot is just much easier than building a traditional web sales funnel. So a lot of times now with a client or a project, if I'm testing a new offer or I want to test just some sort of new concept, maybe even a new product, we will build it out in Messenger because it will only take us, maybe an hour or two, depending on the complexity, versus to then test and see if it, this has a pulse to the market, then build out a web funnel, right? That's not always the case, but bots are so much easier to build than traditional web sales funnels. So it's just so easy to get off the ground. But even though I've been comparing this to email marketing, I want to make sure that for any of you guys who don't know, it's really hard. I see a lot of brands trying to take their email strategy or emails that they send in general and send them through Messenger and treat the platforms in the same way. But they're very, very different platforms, right? Even though they have a lot in common, they're different because consumers use them in a very different way. So just want to make sure that no one's planning to go pop all of their email autoresponders into Messenger, and that you guys understand they're very different. And what I mean by this, this was a test that I ran at ManyChat, and we sent 2 broadcasts. So we sent this one that looks much more like an email, right? So the goal here is to try to get them to read a blog post. And so we have really long, not really, but pretty long copy here for Messenger standards. And, we're asking them to go read the article. So we're basically talking at them. This is a very one-to-many message, right? So when we sent this, I'll go ahead and show you the other one we sent. So we sent this one, and then we sent this one, which is much more messenger-like, right? It looks like a conversation you would actually have with a friend. Hi, Molly, what are you looking forward to this week? Want a quick 7-step action plan for diving into Messenger, right? So this one looks like an email. This one, super conversational, right? It looks like something a friend would send. We're asking them questions. We're engaging them. You can see the difference between performance was huge. Open rate was pretty similar, but the click-through rate here of this second one was 2.5 times more than the one that was in more email format. So we drove, 10,000 people over to that blog post versus 3,300. So you see how big of a difference this makes, guys. And it doesn't matter if you're sending broadcasts or follow-up messages or whatever. Anytime, or if you're live chatting, anytime that you as a brand is having a conversation with consumers in Messenger, make sure it looks a lot more like this than this. So just a simple test that I wanted you guys to see before we dive in any further. So I'm going to quickly go through 5 elements of a great Messenger conversation just to continue what I was talking about, so that you guys have some just a framework to work off of when you're building these strategies. And then we'll go into some not tactical, but some things you need to know about Messenger, like the rules. I'll really quickly go through that. And then I have 9 strategies that I'm going to show you. So going to keep rocking and rolling through this pretty quickly. So 5 elements of a great Messenger conversation. It doesn't matter if this is automated or live chat. Just write these down and keep these in mind no matter what strategy you're implementing. So number 1, the conversation must help the consumer make progress in their life. That's the thing that I love about Messenger the most from a marketing standpoint, is that you have to be a good marketer or an invested marketer to make this work. And what I mean by this is that if someone's having a conversation with your bot, it needs to be in their best interest, right? Or they're not just going to continue to have this random conversation and waste their time. So for good marketers like us that realize that marketing actually isn't about talking about us or our company, but talking about them, Messenger is a great road to go down. But as soon as the conversation, literally the Messenger conversation, starts to turn to be more about you or isn't helping that person make progress on something in their life, whether it's losing weight or buying a car, right? Or, maybe they're just trying to save time during their day. It could be anything. Maybe they're trying to figure out the hours to the Mexican restaurant down the street because they really need a margarita. Whatever it is, it's about them. And you need to make sure that they're making progress through this conversation. But it must also have an end goal for you as the marketer. So I see a lot of people building bots that are funny or just for fun. And that can be good for engagement. But I just want to make sure that you guys are making a good use of your time. So whenever you're building a bot campaign, you just want to make sure you know the goal of it, right? So here are some possible end goals just to get your wheels turning here. It could be Messenger subscribers, leads. So whatever that means for your business, you can ask, of course, for their email address, their phone number, whatever personal information you need, you can ask for that in Messenger and easily generate that lead. Hold on just a second, guys. That you would usually generate, through a traditional landing page. Obviously, new customers, monetizing existing leads or an existing audience that you have, re-engaging an existing audience that you have. Messenger is great to help people overcome barriers to purchase. I have a cool example of that. Bots are also great for education of customers, right? So whether this is used to further build that relationship with them or to decrease, refund rates or, churn if you have them in some sort of continuity program, Messenger is great for education. Obviously, entertainment, right? You can add GIFs, you can make it fun, you can add audio messages. These should definitely be entertaining. I saw a funny video from Ezra somewhere on Facebook in the last few days, and he was talking about the concept of I'm gonna butcher the story, but it was a guy. It was stone soup. So a guy was trying to make soup, but he only had stones. But he was really fun and he was a really exciting person, I think is what I gathered from Ezra's story. And because of that, he attracted other people to him that then brought the ingredients and the tools that he needed to actually make soup that he could eat, right? So there is a lot in the entertainment factor of things, right? Whether you're making people laugh or cry or dance, keep that in mind with Messenger. You want your bot to be so fun that people want to be around it, very much like our stone soup guy. Customer service. You probably already have people messaging your page for customer service issues. Build a bot with frequently asked questions to lighten the load for your customer service team. It's a great use of Messenger. So just some possible end goals to keep in mind. All right, three. I've hit this a few times already, but the conversation must have personality and a voice and feel as though the consumer is talking to a real human. I've seen people build bots that structurally are really good, but the voice is lacking. And again, no one wants to talk to the monotoned bot. So make sure that you infuse your personality into the bot. Here's a good example from a company called Kindred Bravely. They sell items for pregnant women. And whenever you start to engage with their bot, they actually have a video from their founder that's really welcoming them in a warm way. They're saying that they're so thankful that they that they connected. Please tell us where you're from. So this is their first interaction with someone that's interacting with the bot. And I just love the personality, the warmth that's infused in this, and it's so aligned with their brand. Number four, the conversation must be in messenger style, right? So we talked about this with the split test. So making sure it's short form, use emojis if that fits your brand, but it should visually look like, if you look at your phone and you look at back and forth conversations that you have with people, your messenger campaign should look very similar. It should be short form. It should have emojis. It should be multiple messages instead of one long message. Keep that in mind. And number five, the consumer needs to have options and feel as though they're creating their own experience. So what's fun about Messenger is that it's very much choose your own adventure, right? You can have buttons and quick replies. They can click off to all different types of things. There's so many options here. And you need to make sure that there are different paths that people can go down depending on the questions that you ask or the options that you give them, so that they feel like they're having an experience, right? And it's not just a traditional web funnel that they're being forced down. So you guys will see some examples of this as we keep rolling. So really quickly, what are the rules for those of you guys that don't know? The really important rule to keep in mind when it comes to Messenger is the 24+1 rule. And this basically means that you can only be directly promotional, which means asking someone to buy something or telling them about a sale, right? Or following up with them about an offer that you made. You can only be directly promotional to them within 24 hours of the last time they engaged with your bot, which again would be clicking a button or sending a message. So this makes things really fun, and again makes things awesome for people that want to get creative and really give value to their audience, because you have to work to be promotional. And the reason that Facebook put this in place is just to make sure that the platform doesn't turn out like email, to where it's so saturated that everyone wakes up with 100 flash sales in their messenger inbox from brands, right? Someone has to choose to want to continue to engage with you as a brand on Messenger. And that's what's going to keep this platform around for a long time. The +1 means that you do get one follow-up message outside of that time period if you do want to follow up with them about something promotional. So you have 24 hours plus this one extra message, which is kind of weird and hard to understand. And we've told Facebook that, and I think you'll see some modernization of this rule in the next few months. But this is what's really important to keep in mind. And then I also encourage you to just Google Facebook Messenger developer terms and definitely go through the terms of service for Messenger, especially this area here that explains the different types of messages. I'm not going to go deep into it right now, but I just want you guys to understand that there are different types of messages. There are sponsored messages that you can pay Facebook to send, where you can be directly promotional. That happens in the ad platform. There are subscription messages that you can send at any time, even outside of the 24-hour limit, But you can't be directly promotional. You need to provide value or ask a question first, which is where things get fun. And then you have your standard messaging, which ManyChat calls promotional messaging. And this is that being able to send, a promotional message for free within that 24-hour plus one rule. So going through this pretty fast, guys, but just go study those. It's still kind of vague, the terms in regards to Messenger. And the reason for that, I actually talked to one of the people on the Messenger team last week, and I told her, I was like, guys, these are so vague. It's really hard for people. And she explained, which I expected, the platform's still so new that they're almost hesitant to put very black and white rules in place yet, because they don't really know what the rules should be. And that is a totally valid thing to say. So what's cool is that this actually happened to me a few days ago. If you do break a rule, they will message your page first and ask you to change it. Usually 90% of the time before they go and disable anything, right? So it doesn't work like the ad account stuff does, which can be pretty frustrating. So they reached out. I had made a mistake. I quickly changed it, and they were totally cool about it. So just remembering that there are different types of messages, and this doesn't matter if it's a broadcast you're sending to your list, an opt-in message after they first opt in, a sequence that you're following up with them. You've got to make sure that you're sending the right type of message, and that you're following the rules. So next, really quickly, so that we're all on the same page, I want to make sure that everyone understands the different types of Facebook Messenger ads. And I was going to hop into Ads Manager, but I think I'm just going to explain it really quickly. So when it comes to this is how I discovered bots. Back in November 2016, I was setting up a campaign, and I noticed that for the destination, there was an option other than website for Messenger. And I was like, holy shit, what is this? And that's before I knew about ManyChat or Facebook bots. And so the Facebook Messenger ads was my gateway drug into bots. And I think it's the most powerful part of Facebook bots right now is the Facebook ad side of it, right? And obviously why you guys are in this class. So I just want to make sure you understand the different types of ads. So the first one are these sponsored messages. So these are, you use the message objective when you're setting up the campaign, and these are the messages, the message broadcasts essentially, that you can send to your subscriber list that can be directly promotional, but you just have to pay for it outside of the 24-hour window. So that's the first type of ad. The second, it's not really an ad, but most of you guys have seen under placements, Messenger Home is a placement. So the home screen of Messenger is a place that you can show ads, right? Those ads don't have to open in Messenger, but it's a placement, right? So not necessarily a Messenger ad type, but that is another place that Messenger lives inside of Facebook ads. But the most popular and the one that we're going to be talking about here are click to Messenger ads. So for click to Messenger ads, I usually use the traffic objective and then select Messenger as my destination. And these are ads that we had an example here from HubSpot. They show up in the news feed, right? They look like a normal ad, but instead this button has Messenger, and when someone clicks, it opens in Messenger. And these are really powerful for a lot of the reasons that I described earlier. But I just wanted to make sure that everyone understood the different types of Facebook Messenger ads, so I didn't lose anyone when we hop into these strategies. Like I told you guys earlier, ManyChat is the tool that I use. I definitely think it's the best one on the market. And in case you guys don't understand how this works, I really think about Messenger in 3 parts, guys. It's like a funnel. It's exactly like a funnel. So the top of the funnel is, of course, awareness, right? So everything that has to do with awareness in ManyChat really lives under growth tools. And these are different ways that you can get people into Messenger. So you can overlay bars on your site that when someone clicks, it opens in Messenger. You can embed buttons. You can have a unique URL created that you put in an email that when someone clicks, it opens in Messenger. You can use this JSON growth tool to connect ManyChat with click to Messenger ads to acquire new people, to acquire new users through click to Messenger ads. You can use the comment to message growth tool where people are commenting on your ad and it then opens in Messenger. There are codes you can scan. So growth tools are really that awareness phase, getting people into Messenger. That next stage, which is really that follow-up stage, that middle of the funnel, most of what I use for that are sequences. So these are really similar to email autoresponders where you can say, I want to send 5 messages after certain numbers of days to follow up and re-engage with these people to continue them down the customer journey. You guys will see examples of this. And then at the bottom, really that consideration phase, or even after they've converted, if they want to buy again, if they want to reach out, that's really where live chat is powerful. And it's not necessary, but if you do have the team to use it, and putting customer chat on your website, using live chat to have these sales conversations that a lot of consumers just want to ask a few questions and then they're ready to buy. So live chat is really the part of ManyChat that very much lives bottom of the funnel if you have the resources to use it. So again, go to course.manychat.com to figure out, there's so much you can do here in ManyChat. It's really easy to use, but I just wanted to show you really where these different sections fall along the customer journey. Broadcasting also lives there at the bottom of the funnel, of course, right? Because we're broadcasting out, to a list of our Messenger subscribers or to a part of that list. So just wanted to quickly go through that with you guys. So all right, let's move to the fun part. Let's go through some of these strategies. Like I said, I have 9 here. I picked out 9 strategies that I thought best fit the group. I've got examples for each. There's so much more you can do with Messenger than what I'm going to show you here, but we don't have 13 hours together, unfortunately. I think I could talk about this that long, but I just want to show you my favorite strategies, and I hope even if you guys have thought about some of these strategies before, that the examples help you think of a different way to do it, or just get you to do it, period. Because what is still happening with Messenger, a lot of people are learning about it, but execution is slow. And the reason for that is because it's just so new. So please, guys, even if it's as simple as just putting customer chat on your website, start to use Messenger because you want to build these subscribers now, right? Even if it's in a passive way, like people messaging your page for customer service. So just start to feed people through Messenger, even if it's not a huge campaign, that's okay. Pick out one strategy. Alrighty, so this first one is deliver a lead magnet or coupon code through Messenger. So traditionally, there are lots of ways that this is done, right? Someone sends a Facebook ad to a landing page offering a discount coupon for Amazon. They opt in to get that coupon code. Then they go to the thank you page. They get the coupon code. Then they go to shop on Amazon, right? That's such a long process. Instead, you could use a click to Messenger ad to promise that code. RTM, I hope you're here. I'm thinking about you right now on this one. You can use that ad to promise that Amazon coupon code. They click, it immediately delivers them to Messenger. Delivers the coupon code in Messenger. They can copy that coupon code. You have a button for them to click over to Amazon. They click over and they start to shop. You just removed like 4 steps for the end user, Same thing with a lead magnet, or even if it's just a coupon code for your website, it doesn't matter. If you're giving anyone something free at the top of the funnel and you traditionally send to a landing page to get their contact information and deliver it, please test this inside of Messenger. I've had multiple clients that all I've done is take an existing lead magnet or coupon that they've already been using to cold traffic, and instead of sending to that landing page, I just start delivering in Messenger. Immediately for all of them, we've at least had the lead cost cut in half. And the reason for that is because the cost per click is cheaper, and because the consumer is much more likely to complete that action because they don't have to go to your site and go through all the loopholes that we normally make them go through. So here's an example from excuse me, a page called Juicing Vegetables. They eventually sell different juice powders and different health and fitness stuff. But the lead magnet here was a simple 1-day detox, right? So I took, this was something that they already had. I just rewrote the ad copy, set the expectation. You know, I sold them on the idea of this detox. It's like hitting a reset button, right? Thousands of people have taken this detox. If you're interested, click below and we'll send it over in Messenger. So they click here. It opens. Hi there. Thanks for your interest. To make sure you're not a bot, please press the button below. I could have even said, you know, click below to download the guide. But the reason I'm doing this is because I want them to click so that they become a subscriber and so that I can ask them some more questions before I deliver the guide. So they click that, and then we say, thanks, glad to know you're a human, right? Just a few more questions. What's your email? As soon as we ask their email, it pops up above their keyboard as a quick reply that they can just, you know, press that button. We get their email. We use Zapier to send that over to this company's email service provider. Now we've generated the email lead within like 5 seconds. And we know it's probably a good email lead, which is exciting. Great, thanks. Have you ever done a juice fast? So back to the idea of giving these people unique experiences, guys. Normally in a web funnel, we would say, hey, here's your guide, bye, right? And all we would know about this person is their email and whatever, you know, their name, last name. But we're asking questions so that the rest of this experience can be better for them, right? So have you ever done a juice fast? This really affects the type of marketing I want to send them, right? Like if you've been doing juice fast, I can probably sell you my products sooner. I need to send you more advanced information. If you haven't, you probably need your hand held a little bit more. So yes, no. And then we ask, I told you guys about this earlier, what's your number one goal? So weight loss, detox, inflammation. That also really informs later marketing to these people. Great, you know, we know this detox is going to help. We have a link here where they click and it just opens in a browser with the PDF. We'll reach out tomorrow here in Messenger to check on your progress. So you can see I set the expectation that we'll be following up. If you ever need to talk to one of our humans, click below and we'll get to you ASAP. So this triggers the live chat that I told you guys about that's more bottom of funnel. This company has resources for people that can log into Facebook every day and answer these live chats. So I always like to provide this opportunity. A lot of sales come from this because someone just has a question about a product or they want to talk through something and the person's able to make a sale or just help the person, which is even more valuable. So you can see we added some personality down here. Awesome. And then from there, I have a sequence, right? We're more middle of funnel now, following up with them for 3 days. So you can see immediately after opt-in, they get, you know, this message, or this little set of messages here that you guys saw. Then the next day we follow up after 23 hours. We follow up a day later, and then we follow up 23 hours after that. These numbers are wrong because I did some conditional stuff in here. ManyChat can't read these numbers, but check these out, guys. Even after 3 days or 2 days, 77% open rate. Really, really nice. So much better than email. So I'm just going to quickly show you just high level view of this follow-up sequence so you can get an idea of how I'm following up with these people without breaking the 24-hour rule. So the first message we send them a day later is, hey, did you have a day picked out for your detox? Because I know, if they schedule it, they're more likely to do it. Don't worry, you can still go about your day as normal, right? Depending on how they answer, we say, great. One of our biggest hurdles is usually making the juice, right? So you can pick up our green juice. So I'm starting to introduce the product here. Because they clicked on this button, they reset the 24-hour clock so I can be promotional, right? I'm also giving them juice recipes since, they said they've already scheduled it. Great. Here's some juice recipes you can use. If you don't feel like juicing yourself, shop our juice, right? If they say no, let us know if we can help. If you're having trouble, here are some recipes, right? Oh, and also if you want to make it easier, shop our green juice. So instead of saying, hey, buy my green juice, which is what most people would do in email marketing, we're first engaging with these people, letting them interact with us, and then responding and being helpful while also offering some product placement. You can see of everyone that clicked yes, 30% of them are clicking over to shop already, which is really, really cool. So the next message is a testimonial. So this one is sent 23 hours after the last one to people who are engaged. So we're within that 24-hour zone, which is great. So for this one, I did a testimonial. This is a video you can't see, but meet Glinda. She's had all of these benefits, right? So the goal of this is to try to speak to the real benefits of juicing and doing this detox. Here's Glinda. And now I'm going a bit harder here and giving them a 25% discount off of a Power Box bundle that we have. And then the next messages, guys, these are sent dependent on, these are 23 hours later too, and they're sent depending on how they answered that initial question. So these are more product specific. Hello, a couple of days ago, you told us that reducing inflammation was your number one goal. Did you know that we have a juice that can do this, right? So I'm picking the thing I know they're trying to work on and the bundle for the company that most relates to solving that particular thing, right? Really, really cool. If it's detox, you get another bundle, right? A couple of days ago, you said that detox was your goal. And then weight loss, has its own bundle too. But this is the end of that particular campaign that I'm running. This is an acquisition campaign. Obviously, we're acquiring new messenger subscribers, new email leads, and new customers. So after this 4 or 5 day period, they then go back on the normal broadcast list and we start to follow up with them, right? Very similar to email. But this is a great example of an acquisition bot funnel that you guys could build if you need some help at the top of the funnel. So I have these blueprints that I built for the ManyChat course that show particular strategies like this visually. I'm super visual. So if you guys want to learn how to set this up, just go look for the click to messenger ad for lead magnet delivery play in that course. But basically what I just taught you guys is using a click to messenger ad to promise a coupon if you're e-com or a lead magnet if you're not. Promise it in the ad, deliver it in messenger, right? Make your call to action for them to go to Amazon or your store or whatever you need them to do. Collect that information that you need, right? Their email address, whatever is important to you. And then, of course, you can follow up with them inside of your sequences. So love that one. Pretty simple, but I love it because most of you guys already have a lead magnet or a coupon, right? Super easy to deploy that strategy. Alrighty, so the second one is more specific to you e-com folks. especially if you're on Shopify. Shopify has a native integration with Facebook Messenger that will allow you to do this. But if you guys haven't seen, you can actually deliver like order confirmation and tracking, like shipping tracking through Messenger. This is great because it's handier for the end user, but it also allows you to cross sell or upsell because you have that conversation, right there open and available. And let me show you an example. So this was a company called Ivory Ella. I was buying something for my little cousin for Christmas, I think last year. And I noticed this. This is, again, just because they've integrated Shopify with Messenger. But here on the order form, it says get order updates, customer service, and more through Messenger. And it automatically pulled my profile in because I was logged in. So this is a part of their checkout process, right? You hit complete order and then you get a message, right? Here's your order number. Thanks for shopping. Here's what I bought her. If you have any questions, message us here. It even had a map of where I was sending it. I could view order, track shipment, continue shopping. Now, this is all, again, like I said, through Shopify and can easily be set up. Unfortunately, I didn't get any more messages from this brand ever again. But think about what you could do with this, guys. Once it's delivered or a few weeks later, depending on the consumption of your product, or even more immediately, right? Like even right here, you could have said, hey, after this, hey, because you're a first time buyer, you just purchased, or because you chose order confirmation through Messenger, whatever, here's a 20% off coupon or a 30% off coupon, for another product. Or you could say, you could completely customize this even based off of what they purchased if you wanted, and start to recommend other products for them based off of what they bought. You would have to set it up inside of ManyChat. It wouldn't be dynamic through Shopify, but I'm just trying to get your wheels turning on the possibilities of their endorphins are going crazy. They just purchased something. As you guys know, this is the best time to ask them to do something else, or at least within the next few weeks. So use this because it's easy for the end user. People love, not having to go to their email for this information, but also because it opens up a conversation that you can continue with them. Alrighty, number 3 is using Messenger for your contact us area on your website. So this could be for sales or for customer service. It really doesn't matter, but basically the concept is that most of us either have people email or fill out a form, which are all pains and just sort of archaic. Messenger can be a lot easier. So a few of you guys have seen this. Tier 11's a Facebook ads company, Ralph Burns, that I do Perpetual Traffic podcast with. He owns Tier 11. And so what we did, they're generating high ticket leads. So they need people to fill out a form to see if they qualify to work with them. So instead of doing it through a web form, we decided to use the Messenger code. So they were at a conference. They had this code on their booth that people could scan. And we also use the ref URL growth tool. So this unique URL, if you guys went to this right now, it would open in Messenger for you and take you through the experience that I'm about to show you. But Ralph also gave this as a call to action on stage, right? He could also use this as the contact us form on his own website, right? But basically, if you are having people reach out and contact you, Messenger is a great use case. So you can see that they've got their whole qualification process built here in Messenger. So, are you here because you want to hire us? Are you interested in joining the team? Hire you, join team. Obviously, those go to very different places. Great. What type of business are you in, right? Can you tell us the approximate annual revenue? Are you currently advertising on Facebook? What's your monthly digital spend? How'd you hear about Tier 11? What's your email? One last question. What's your website? Okay, great. You'll be hearing from Adam. So this is so much easier for them because number one, if someone only fills out a few of these, they can follow up with them, right? Even if they don't fill out the entire form. But it's also easier for the end user than filling out the forms on their site. So just wanted to show this for you guys. If you're thinking about from a customer service standpoint, using customer chat on your site. If people are trying to find your contact us page, just make sure that that web page has a link or some way for them to reach you in Messenger, because it's so much easier for people than calling on the phone or sending an email. Or you could use this, of course, for lead gen. If you do high ticket services where people need to, where you need to ask people questions, right? Or even, quizzes, which can be used. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But okay, I'm going to move on. Number 4 is create a viral comment to message ad. So I told you guys earlier that ManyChat has a functionality to where you can set up a growth tool that allows you that I'm rambling a little bit. Hold on just a second. So for any Facebook post or ad that you have, you can input a link to that inside of ManyChat in the comment to message growth tool. And for that particular post, whenever people comment on that post, it will open in Messenger. So this is great, especially at top of funnel. If you're trying to create some sort of virality, you're wanting to generate leads, you're wanting to generate email subscribers, using comment to message is a great strategy. You just have to make sure you're creative with it. So the one that I've been able to get to work the best is another health and fitness client. And what I realized with comment to message is that we needed to spark these people's interest, right? They're not just going to comment on a post to comment. Well, at least, they will, but not in the volume that you want. So you need to probe them, or, get them to comment through some creative way. So what we did was ask a question. And so I asked this company, I was like, what's one of the most popular topics that you all cover, or that your audience responds to? And they said, well, it's what to eat before bed. And I said, okay, awesome. Let's make that a question and have people answer it in the comments, and then we'll tell them the right answer in Messenger. So number one, it's something that the market, this fitness market, really cares about, what they should be eating before bed. And their curiosity is also sparked because they want to know the answers. So, we're asking for your opinion. Should you eat a banana, a yogurt, bacon, or a protein shake? Oops, a little typo here. Comment below and I'll respond in Messenger with the food I ate before bed. You'll be surprised. So you can see a ton of engagement. I think now we have almost like 30,000 comments on this ad. And for these particular types of ads, we're just optimizing for engagement. Our objective is engagement because that's what we want. And that can be very, very cheap, which can provide very cheap Messenger subscribers for us. So people comment, it opens. This is one of the first ones I ever built. It's a little longer than I would make it now, just FYI. But we say, thanks for your response. It's Coach Tim here with the video I promise. Which food will I pick? So he explains that he picks the protein shake, right? And then I wrote out, as you can see, my top recommendation is a protein shake. If you'd like to increase your metabolism before bed, I'd like to give you a free container of our premium protein powder. So this is a free plus shipping offer. So you also notice that we started with a question that enticed the audience, but the answer to the question then seamlessly went into the pitch for our product. It's awesome. So are you interested? Yes, no. If you ever want to unsubscribe, just type stop. Make sure you put that on all of your first opt-in messages with people. So this is the first message that they get. And then very similar to the other one, I'm following up with for 6 days to these people. You can see even by day 6, 88%, 18%, 98%, 80% click-through rate. The engagement is insane. But the first time that we're following up with them the next day, we're giving value, right? So we're asking them basically if they want some protein recipes. So they can click to get the recipes, or they can say, no, thank you. So we're giving value. And we also have calls to action inside of this lead magnet here for the free protein offer. On day 3, this one's a little blurry, but good morning. Love pancakes, but want to stay healthy. Don't fret. Steph and I are here to show you exactly how to make protein pancakes that leave out the bad stuff. So we're sending them 2 videos. Now, what I would do different, again, this was one of the first ones I built. I would have asked them a question first that said, are you interested in protein pancakes? Want to learn how to make pancakes without all the bad stuff? Yes or no? So that way I could get that engagement and reset the 24-hour clock. But this is still great content. And then, of course, we make a call to action for the offer if they haven't yet taken us up on it. So the next one, of course, we're making this conditional to make sure it only goes to people who have interacted in the last day, because this one's directly promotional. Hey, it's Coach Tim. Wanted to let you know our flash sale is ending soon, right? So this is just letting them know it's the last chance for them to get that free offer. And then we have, excuse me, guys. Then we have the last message that's in this sequence, and this one's here to segment them so that we can send them, more specific content for them later. So, what are your health goals? Weight loss, feel younger, overall health, and then their tags so that we know how to follow up with them later. So this is just an example of comment to message. So it's very similar to the lead magnet one that you saw. It's just different because instead of using a click to messenger ad here where they're clicking and it's opening in messenger to get a lead magnet, they're commenting on an ad, it's opening in messenger, and then we're following up with them with a sequence. So really good, especially if you're creative and you know the pain points of your market, right? So let me know, probably not on this call, but on Monday's Q&A call, if you guys have some comment to message ideas, feel free to throw them in there. Let me know what you're thinking, and I can help you develop that thought, because the key to getting this to work is obviously you have to get them to actually comment, right? So you want to make sure that there's some creativity there, and you also want to make sure that you're not saying things like, comment yes below to get this guide. That is not how Facebook wants this used at all. They want people, leaving real answers. So, on this one that I just showed you, people are leaving people are saying, well, I eat cottage cheese before bed because it helps with restless leg syndrome. And you're like, okay, thanks. But Facebook's, getting that data from what that person said, and it's a good conversation. People are engaging, which is the goal. So let me know if you think this is a good pick for your business. Alrighty, so number 5 is deliver an educational video series or challenge through Messenger. So I know a lot of you guys have content videos that you use, or maybe you have little video series that you use to warm up your audience. For example, I saw a great one for yoga. It was a 7-day yoga challenge. Every day you received a new yoga pose in your inbox. And then, of course, they were being directly promotional about, the mat or any of the gear that they were wearing in the video. But that's a great play by a yoga company, is to deliver this through Messenger, because you know that people are actually going to engage. Usually when people sign up for something like a challenge or a video series with email, sometimes they don't even receive them. So it's great because engagement is high. And it's also good because you can continue the conversation in Messenger after the challenge or video series is over. So this is from earlier this year, Brian Moran, who owns Samcart. I showed this at TNC, but I quickly want to go through this. He used Messenger to deploy a 3-part, Jeff Walker style launch. And so he has 3 videos. And you can see him here with this ad. Excuse me. With this ad, what he's doing is he's basically posing the idea that you don't need a super advanced funnel or long webinar to sell stuff online. So he's asking people to watch part 1 of a series, and if they want to download the resources, to comment below and give him some feedback. So you can see Brian's generating a ton of engagement. Anyone who comments, it's obviously opens in Messenger. He's using comment to message, and he's also getting a ton of good engagement that's impressing to cold traffic that might be coming in here and seeing him for the first time. Right? This stuff works. I have to confess, I've never heard of you, but reading the comments makes me want to find out more about you and what you're doing, right? So he's basically running this little teaser video to get them to comment, to get them to start this launch journey with him. So you comment, awesome. Here's the link to grab. The resources, do you want to be on the early bird list? Yes or no? Okay, awesome. So later, depending on how his launch, I think it was the next day, he sent this broadcast, right? So it's really personal. It's like, I don't know if you feel the same way about funnels, if you're overwhelmed. I made a short video telling a personal story that happened recently. It all started in my new home office, right? You can watch this video for the next few days. Click here. So people are clicking, and it's actually opening as a post on his page. So they're never leaving Facebook. Sue, I don't know if you're here, but you had asked me about this before. Is it okay to send traffic to a video on Facebook? Totally. Because he's pixeling these people, and they're staying here in the ecosystem. So we open up, we watch this video, right? He's got comment to message again on this one in case people are coming in on this video. Then the next day, hey, I just published video 2 of the launch, right? Go check it out. You click over, here's the video, right? He's got comment to message on this again for any new people that might have found this. And he's starting to get a bit deeper in his launch. And then of course, hey, the 1-page funnel is officially open. You're getting this before everyone since you're on the hot list if you were on the early bird list, but using broadcasts to let people know that, ultimately, this is the end of the launch, right? He's trying to get people to buy this $3,000, or I don't know exactly how much it was. I think it's $3,000. But he deployed this entire thing through Messenger, and he told me he had done the same launch a few months earlier through email, and his results had doubled through Messenger just because of the amount of engagement he was getting on these videos. So you could deploy a launch like this through Messenger. You could also deploy this same strategy by doing a challenge, right? So like I said, a yoga challenge, and then you just have it so that every day they're receiving a different video, and you're providing this experience for them inside of Messenger. Like I said, your consumption rates are going to be much higher, which is the most important aspect of a funnel like this, because they need to build that trust and then of course get to the end, or at least to the middle, where you're pitching your product. So if you guys want to learn how to deploy something like this is the Messenger ref URL for free online training blueprint in the course. And really pretty easy to deploy something like this inside of ManyChat. Alrighty, so the next one is a webinar. So just really quickly, if you have a webinar in your business, this is very similar to delivering a lead magnet, but you're basically just facilitating the webinar sign up, reminder and follow-up process through Messenger. It's going to produce cheaper webinar signups for you, and also a ton of more show-ups because your reminder emails aren't just landing in their email inbox. So we've got this ad from HubSpot about this 4-day webinar that they're doing. I clicked on it, it opened. They're asking me So, I click to register now. Now I'm a subscriber. And then they're going to ask me all of the questions from their normal squeeze pages, right? What's your email address? What's the name of your company? URL of your website? How many people work at your company? Do you work at a marketing agency? What's your phone number, right? So they got all of the information they needed. They just asked in question form, and it was much easier for me to type in an answer in Messenger than put it into a form online. Great, you're registered, not using HubSpot yet. On day 3, you'll learn how to use Facebook lead ads. You'll need to have a free account ready. So you can see that they even made a call to action here for them to sign up for a free part of their product because they need to use it on the webinar. I thought that was brilliant. That's all now. Talk soon. They then sent a message that asked if we wanted to add the webinar to our calendar, which I thought was really, really smart, just to increase show up rates. This is called a gallery and mini chat. You can just grab the links for each of those calendars and plop them right in. So using Messenger to increase show up. And then welcome to the start. It's going to be an awesome week. Click below to start watching. Unfortunately, they never followed up with me again in Messenger. HubSpot didn't. But I think this is a wonderful strategy. And there are a lot of people having success taking their existing webinars and deploying them now, well, at least the communication, just deploying the communication through Messenger to get, cheaper registrations and higher show up. So HubSpot used a click to Messenger ad here, connect with the JSON growth tool, open in Messenger, they interact. They're now a subscriber. You can collect that contact information, get them to add to calendar. You can send a reminder. HubSpot didn't really do that, but I would have said, hey, the day before, hey, don't forget, it's tomorrow, probably the morning of. Don't forget, it's today. You can then link off to wherever they need to go to the webinar. And then, of course, within 24 hours, you can be promotional and then follow up, right? You can offer them a replay. You can ask them questions about how they liked it or give them further resources. But highly recommend this if you have a webinar or you're thinking about deploying one in your business. All right, guys, we are rocking and rolling today. So number 7. And this is really good for everybody, should pay attention to this. How can you passively convert site visitors into Messenger subscribers? This is a great way to build that Messenger subscriber list. There are lots of ways that you can do this. And most of this is done. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. Most of this is done. I lost that screen, but the growth tools that are the widgets that either hang out on your website, right? So for example, you can put a band at the top of your website and, if you're that yoga company, you could put, hey, click here to sign up for our 7-day yoga challenge. They click there, it opens in Messenger. Or you could say, hey, want a 20% off discount, right? And just deliver it through Messenger instead of just through email so that you can get that Messenger subscriber. So you can embed widgets that overlay on your site that pop up after people have spent a certain amount of time. You can embed buttons. So there are lots of ways to do this, but a cool example, this was a project that we worked on, ManyChat and Facebook, and we did these bot makeovers. And there was this company that was producing these custom-made shoes, and they took 30 days to make. They were custom to each buyer. And so the biggest issue that they needed solved in their business was refunds, and making sure that people were actually picking the right size shoe. So what we did is on their size chart, we used a button here where you can click to take a quiz to figure out which size. So it says, welcome, we'd love to help you. Do your feet tend to run a little wide? Because this is very important to their product. Okay, next question. What US size do you typically wear? 7, cool. We'll log you as this. Yes, that's correct. We have all the info we need to calculate. We'll send you that in a moment. Okay. Based on what you told us, we think your shoe size is 7 wide, and then you can obviously click below to start shopping. Helps them because it is helping overcome the biggest problem in their business, right? But this just lives on their website. That's the only way that you can access this. So they're just turning passive website traffic into Messenger subscribers, but also solving a huge problem and getting people to click over and buy, but as a more informed buyer. So I also challenge you to think about what are some barriers to entry that your audience might have. I was on a call yesterday with a project I'm working on, and they have a product. They have like 20 different variations of the same product that you can pick. And it's a pretty intense, the differences. It's not just picking a different color, right? And so I'm going to create a messenger quiz for them just like this that says, hey, can't decide, take this quiz to figure out which type is best for you. We'll generate messenger subscribers, but mostly that little bot will just help overcome any barriers to purchase that people might have. So whether you're overcoming a barrier to purchase or whether you're using a coupon or a lead magnet, I highly encourage you to use one of these widgets that you can put on your site that will turn some of that passive site traffic into subscribers, and of course, help people overcome any issues they might be having. And this is an example of the bar widget that I told you guys about. So you can customize this. Obviously, this logo goes away, and this can hang out on your website. Really cool options here. All right, number 8 is convert email subscribers into Messenger subscribers. And really what I mean by this is converting anyone who's already in your ecosystem into a Messenger subscriber. I think it's really important to diversify your traffic sources. So if you have an email list, you should also try to get those people to become Messenger subscribers. It doesn't mean that they're not going to open your emails anymore. It just means that you can communicate with them in both places. So a great way to do this is to use the ref URL growth tool that provides a unique link that when someone clicks on, it opens in Messenger and gives them a specific message that you've crafted just for that link, and to use that in an email to get someone to click and to go to Messenger. So I know that Ezra does this. He'll send out an email with a flash sale, some sort of coupon code, and then people click open Messenger to get that coupon code, right? It's a great way to turn email subscribers into Messenger subscribers, but it's also a great way to monetize, right? It's a great way to run a flash sale, to give them a coupon code. So an example that I have, I'm going to go through this a little faster. This is a company called Easy Pay Direct. They sell merchant services and really high-end business services. And so what I did is I came up with this quiz that someone could take to see what their merchant commerce score was. It's just something we came up with to help inform businesses better of that financial health of their business. And so this is an email to all of his leads that have never converted, but instead of saying, hey, are you still interested? We're having them take this quiz that opens in Messenger, and it asks them a ton of questions: name of business, industry, billing model. This is all of the information that he also needs, refund rate, chargeback rate, that he also needs to see if they would be qualified to work with him. Effective rate, false declines. Okay, and then you can see I'm an admin. So as soon as someone finishes this, ManyChat notifies all of the admins that there's a hot lead there. And then one of his salespeople calculates a little report, reaches back out, and sets up a call with them. But this is a bit more complicated, but I think it's a great example of taking someone from email, but giving them a reason, right? Other than, hey, subscribe to me on Messenger, right? Give them a coupon code, give them a lead magnet, give them a quiz that they can take to start building those subscribers and to also move them along the customer journey. So this is that play inside of the mini chat course. And just start thinking, guys, how can I use this ref URL growth tool to start moving people from email and other traffic platforms over to Messenger? Really, really important. All righty, number 8, broadcast to your Messenger subscriber list. So we talked about broadcasting earlier, and the fact that you can only broadcast promotional things to people within 24 hours, right? So most of us are relying on subscription broadcasts, which means that first message that you send them, it can't be directly promotional, right? They need to reset that 24-hour clock. So I think this broadcasting strategy is really important for all of us as marketers to figure out, to continue to re-engage and monetize these subscribers. But it's also different from email, of course. We can't just send we can't just send blatantly promotional emails to them or messages to them over and over. So you've got to be very creative about this. I don't recommend broadcasting to your list more than like twice a week right now, just because people aren't used to it. But if you're able to theme it and set the expectation, like, hey, do you want a motivational quote in your messenger box every day, right? And they say yes, then it's okay to message them every day. But these need to have some theme to them, right? These broadcasting strategies should have a bit of strategy. So let me show you what I did with the nutrition company. So with the comment to message strategy, you guys saw that I introduced a guy named Coach Tim. So that is the person they're building the relationship with. So every Tuesday, Tim sends out a health tip and people look forward to it. That's our broadcasting strategy. So I say things like, hi there, Coach Tim here. Want to hear one of the biggest nutrition myths? Of course, no thank you, unsubscribe. If they say no thank you, we say no worries. We'll send you, we'll keep sending helpful health info. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help, right? If they say, of course, we're going to educate them a little bit. But then I transition into, in order to make sure I'm getting plenty of protein each day, I use this protein powder. You can get a free container, right? So this is a broadcast, but we're asking a question first to get that engagement. We're giving value first, and we've set this strategy so that people know what to expect, right? We're not just randomly showing up in their inbox. There's a theme to it. So Boom, Ezra does such a good job with this. If you guys subscribe to Boom on Messenger, basically what they do is, I think once a week or every few days, they sort of send out a case study from one of their customers. So you get a picture, and if I was his target audience, I'd be like, wow, that looks like me or one of my friends. What makes a woman beautiful? To Pat, it's her determination and willingness to keep going no matter what happens. Want to hear her philosophy on beauty? Yes, send it to me right now. And then you click watch now, and it sends you over to a page that has a video about Pat and some copy. And then, of course, there's usually an offer at the bottom, and they can navigate to go shop with you. So Ezra's strategy is, hey, we're going to introduce you to different people that you might align with once a week that are faces of Boom, that are this market. And we're going to give some content first, and then, of course, tie it back to our products. So love that. Great job on that, Ez. And even his personal brand, if you subscribe to him on Messenger, is great. It's less themed, but as a personality, he's using broadcast to tell you about new stuff that he's doing, right? So for example, he released a new segment of his video show, right? So he's using Messenger to get more eyeballs on that. Maybe it's a webinar, maybe it's a YouTube video, maybe it's a new Facebook post, but Ezra is using Messenger to catch someone's attention and then push them off to the piece of content or the channel, whatever channel he's wanting to get traffic to at the moment. already. So broadcasting, definitely something to think about, guys, as you start to build these subscriber lists. How often are you going to broadcast? How can you get creative with this so that, I'm thinking like Meryl, for you guys, sending beauty tips once a week, right? Or, Therese, I can definitely see you sending some, something to do with nails, right? Whether it's like tutorial videos or asking them what their favorite color is. But you're just continuing to engage these people about the topic that they're interested in. And if you can theme it, like Therese, even you could do like a color of the week, right? So this week I want to highlight this type of nail polish, right? Here's how it's made, here's what's cool about it, and if they're engaging, of course you could get them to then go over and buy a bottle because they've shown interest. Alrighty, guys, so this is the last one. We talked a bit about this, but using live chat for sales conversations. So I know a few of you guys are selling higher ticket stuff, and Messenger is the perfect place to have sales conversations via live chat. If you're interested in this, check out the Perpetual Traffic episode with Jason Swank. He talks about how basically all of his agency revenue, coaching revenue now comes through Messenger because he replaced his contact us form, and he's using this as a live chat mechanism to work out deals with people. The first time I ever used this was for DM, and we were trying to get people to buy TNC tickets. And so we told them that you've got 3 ways to answer. You can either email, call, or personal favorite, let's chat on Facebook. More than 50% of people clicked this button versus calling or emailing, of course. And then there were a ton of sales conversations. I forgot the exact numbers, but people are saying, good morning, I would like to get another ticket. The person's name on the ticket is blank. The last 4 on the card is blank, right? And our salesperson is there to have this conversation and process that payment, right? Answer any questions that are needed, but to make sure it happens. This person might not have done this if they had to email or call. I know that I usually, when I see I need to call somewhere, I'm like, that's going to take time. I'm going to wait on hold, right? And emails can take so long to hear back. So there are a lot of ways to use live chat in your business, whether you're sending traffic from an email like I showed, whether it's just the customer chat being on your website, or even just, maybe a product page to, if people are browsing and have questions. But if you have the resources, or if you plan to have the resources, really, guys, having someone, even if it's just for customer service, inside of Messenger is just important as having someone manning, your emails and your phone calls. You can't ignore this platform, even if it's just a customer service question. So definitely start making plans to have this manned in an efficient way if you don't already. But Messenger is so great for having conversations, whether it's customer service or sales conversations. Anything that might need a few extra questions. Like I was looking last night at this this company is having this cruise event, and I had some questions about it. And I was like, man, I wish they had Messenger here because I don't want to call, I don't want to email. And the live chat that they had was, the lame live chat where if you leave their website, the conversation is gone, right? The beauty of Messenger is they can start a live chat with you, and that person can leave your site, but still continue having that Messenger conversation. So just keep that in mind as you guys keep developing your strategies. And then last but not least is build a quiz. So if you guys are interested in quiz marketing, definitely check out Ryan Levesque. He has a book called Ask, and a thing called Ask Method that's all about how to build quizzes and surveys that extract the information that you need, but also generate leads, allow you to segment your audience and to sell them your products and services. Messenger is a great platform for quizzes. As I told you guys earlier, I can't show you all of the specifics of this, but this was a student who built a quiz. She has a skincare company, and basically this was, I think it was, which moisturizer is best for you, right? And so that is something, like I said earlier, I have a client that has 20 different variations of a product. So we're building a quiz to help with that. But this even works to cold traffic because it's which type of face moisturizer period is best for you. And so she goes through, asking their age and their email. She's got a ton of logic built in here. She asks if they have any skin issues. There's a ton of detail here, but it eventually recommends one of her products, which is just super brilliant. So whether you're using a quiz more at the acquisition stage, right? So if you're selling a productivity app, Ronnie, if you're here, you could have a quiz, which, how productive are you, right? That would be a great cold traffic quiz to bring in new people. But you can also use quizzes later in the funnel to help them choose between, some of your products or overcome any barriers there. So, all right, guys, it looks like we've got 1 minute left. I'll hang around and answer some questions, but perfect timing. I knew we had a lot to get through. Sorry if that was fast, but yeah, your homework is pretty simple, guys. Pick one of these strategies or another strategy that you've seen and simply build it out, right? It could be simple. The thought of building a bot seems hard, but a lot of this stuff that we've covered here would take you an hour, 2 hours to set up if you already have the resources. So think about, what does my business need right now? At what step of the customer journey do I need help with? Okay, is there a messenger campaign that I can deploy to help? So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to pick up, open the questions box here. All right. Cool. We've got a ton in here, so it's going to be hard to go through everything. Okay, Jason said, Molly, isn't the 24+1 rule, according to TOS, the ability to broadcast any message, promo or not, unless you get approved for subscription services? No, that's not true, Jason. You can still send subscription messages. You will have to be approved for subscription services sometime in the future, but Facebook hasn't 100% said that that's gonna be the future of this, because I don't think that process is working very well for them between us. So you can still get around that, which is great. Okay, let me go to the bottom. Omari, awesome session. I'm building a bot today. Let me know how it goes, buddy. Ronnie says, great quiz idea. Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks, Molly. Lots of good ideas. Meryl says, that's the question I get most often. Which product should I buy? I definitely need to make a quiz. Yeah, if you guys have an e-com store, Trent, you definitely should make a quiz about which products, are best. Anytime someone has to make a decision, it's going to be confusing for them or for some people. So a quiz can definitely help. Could definitely up my content strategies with messengers. Nail art tutorial is going to be all over that. Awesome. Does clicking no, not right now restart a 24-hour clock? Yes. Anytime they click a button, it restarts it. Ez strips out such good content on Messenger. I know. And Ez is so good at Messenger because, back to that personal aspect, guys, Ez is an awesome human, but he knows how to portray that through writing. I did a comment to message for a giveaway. It was okay, but could have been better. I asked them why they wanted to win. Maybe ask something with less thinking required. Yeah, Marilyn, I think it needs to be less close to the offer, right? Like the giveaway or the purchase. Take it a step out. Like, Meryl, for you, there's so much going on with women's skin, So you could ask, you could either do something like I did. Like, I was getting a facial the other day and I didn't realize that I was applying my products in the wrong order. And so I was educated on that. I think there's something around that you could ask to just get people's wheels turning or get them curious on if they're taking care of their skin in a proper way, right? I mean, you could even ask, you know, I don't know, I wouldn't go in that direction, but I would make it less about the giveaway and why they want to win, because most people, that it's just sort of a type of ad they see all the time. I would take it a step up and ask something about skin, and get that conversation going, something that they want to know. John said, where are you setting these sequences? John, it is under automation, I think, and then the button is sequences. Alrighty. Scrolling through some more here. For Black Friday, which one would you use for a product launch campaign? I don't know if I would introduce Messenger for Black Friday for a product launch campaign unless you have existing subscribers. Unless you want to do a cool comment to message, or unless you're giving like a coupon code or something up front, then you could use, the first strategy that I showed here. I think that would be great. I think a few of you guys, my audio might have cut out, so I'm sorry if there were any issues. Alrighty, can we do comment to message to have people sign up for a giveaway as an opt-in to Messenger? Therese, yeah, sort of based off of Meryl, you can. I think a better thing is to go with something like, Therese, there's so many questions you can ask nail people, right? But again, make it about the nails. Don't make it about the giveaway. Have them answer, and then in Messenger say, hey, because you just you answer this question, would you like to sign up for this giveaway? The giveaway is more of a middle of funnel offer. Giveaways are not top of funnel offers. Alrighty, so you optimize for engagement, but then put the JSON and the creative somewhere. So Meryl, for comment to message, I'm optimizing for engagement. But for that, all you're doing is selecting the right post as, the post ID at the ad level. And then inside of ManyChat, you're telling ManyChat that post ID too. Excuse me, guys. So there's no JSON needed for comment to message. For click to message is when you need JSON. And for click to message, I use traffic as the objective. Alrighty, for the comment to message strategy, can you have a different message appear depending on which word they respond with? No, so you can make it so that you only respond in Messenger to people that say certain words, but you can't make it like that, Therese. For order confirmation through Messenger with Shopify, can I start sending a video series of how to use particular products they are buying? Yeah, I think you could totally do that, Therese. So, and you could do something after they purchase and get their shipping information. You could say, hey, want a free video series on how to use what's about to come in the mail. They click yes, and then you drip out some videos. I think that's completely brilliant. All right. How do you say Ivory Ella were able to set that shipping messenger up? It's a Shopify integration with Facebook Messenger. Is ManyChat and Shopify able to integrate? Not right now. Well, they can essentially through Zapier, not direct, but they're building it right now, which is really exciting. Can you get people who have already messaged our page? Will they already be in our Messenger funnel? Yeah, if they've messaged your page in the last year and haven't unsubscribed, they will be in your list. Alrighty. I'm writing bot copy right now. I can hear you good. I love it. Okay. John said this is all done in ManyChat, you mean, right? John, give me a little bit more context, just so I know exactly what you're saying. But I think I answered all the Messenger questions I could see. Oh, Michael asked some questions here at the top. So when would you scale to different traffic platforms? When you have a good handle on Facebook or right away? Michael, I would say when you have an offer that you've been scaling for a few weeks, it's good to then move to another traffic platform. So you don't have to have a full handle on Facebook, but when you're starting to get significant, or when you're starting to get when you're starting to get traffic to your site and they're converting, you should then at least be retargeting through Google Display and YouTube, right? So just picking up that low-hanging fruit. Do you know what software it was that could record their screen on the website? Michael, really good question. Tag John Grimshaw in the Facebook group. He will know because he ran those tests. With the Code and Quill example in Monday's session, the CPA was 38 and the AOV was 38. Would that mean their product cost is $6? And if their CPA is 32, would they break even? I can't tell you their product cost, unfortunately, but at $32 CPA, they make about $2, I think is the math there, Mike. Okay, so this is all done in ManyChat. Oh, when you're setting up these campaigns. Yes, John. Yeah, everything I've gone over today is pretty much set up in ManyChat other than the Shopify order confirmation integration that I showed you guys, which hopefully should be in ManyChat soon too. You are welcome. All right, everybody. This was really fun. I think I'm going to stop now. My voice is getting a little cranky, but this was really fun. Tried to cover one huge topic in 90 minutes, but I think you guys got a lot of good ideas. And just go implement one thing, right? Again, bots are so new. We're some of the first people to use this. So just start building something, try something that will lead you to another strategy, and pick one of the ones that I showed you today, or go to course.manychat.com. There are a ton of other blueprints in there. ManyChat also has a great Facebook group where you can talk to other people and get good ideas. And I'll be updating that course for ManyChat here in the next few months too.